Yeah, so yet another address. And my feeling is maybe um, it may be more effective kind of to hear as we think through critically some of the elements in front of us, right? And our forward trajectory. Okay. So again, really just a level set. I'm gonna try to do less than 15 minutes. Okay. Just a little level set. So I spoke about the American contract. It took 20 minutes. It was further. It was a little more than I wanted to use. But I spoke about the American contract. And the American contract very clearly and plainly says, in exchange for your being able to use the capital that we print and hold the interest rate to, in exchange for being able to use our stores and spend that money, in exchange for being able to use our venues and spend that money, in exchange for every minute of your life being monetized, we will provide those things, right? Your tax dollars pay for these things, right? The growth of this civilization is produced through that, right? So the contract is very clear, right? Trade your generations in perpetuity, and I'll give you access to my things, is what the contract is. Okay. So here we are today. And let's consider reparations in that context, right? So when we consider reparations, right, what we're actually doing is we're signing an additional contract that says, okay, I'll stay your slave, right? I will stay your slave. That's really what this contract is saying, because what it means is that you're going to stay within this framework that's been produced by them. You're going to uphold and maintain this dependency upon them, right? You're going to stay in a condition where every second of your life and every second of your children's lives have been monetized, and your generations into the future have been monetized. And that monetization process goes to strengthen a system of which they have no fair share in, right? So at the end of the day, reparations is actually a contract saying, let us keep you, right? It's a way of convincing you or validating the thinking that you couldn't possibly do it yourself, that you actually need them, their system, their framework, their model in place in order for you to survive. It's almost one of the most defeated propositions I can imagine. It is to say, absent you, we can't make it. So we pointing at pyramids, but we ain't built a sand castle, right? We talking about our former greatness, and we're great by proxy, right? By function of a John Henrik Clark being a scholar, we're great, right? We're great by function of a Malcolm X having come from us. And we're great by function of Marcus Garvey having come from us. Um, but here we stand, and we are looking at forward planning predicated upon someone else. I mean, I believe that the pyramids were a great body of work, and my personal favorite components of that is the administrative function, the project planning, to have shifts of work continuously performing functions for 20 years without a single work stoppage in and out of the city, sanitation, food, healthcare, hydration, all of these things accommodated for. What a project. I have great respect from a couple of different perspectives relative to the pyramids. But again, Can I point at the pyramids as a means of saying how great of a builder I am? What did I build, right? If I ain't built no sandcastle, stop talking about the pyramids. That don't make you great, you know? What makes us great? What makes us great? What makes us great is the impact. Is the impact left in our wake. This is what makes us great. Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey. Again, as I said in the last video, he put freedom on layaway. Is he great yet? I pay the greatest homage. I fall to my knees in front of that man. I pay the greatest homage. However, has the goal been achieved? So again, we can't rest on laurels. We can't say, oh, it was great because Marcus said, wait, where is the impact of his life in our lives today? He's waiting for you to make him great. Marcus is waiting for us to make him great. Malcolm is waiting for us to make him great. You don't get to the 10-yard line and start celebrating and say, now we're great. You ain't great yet. You ain't celebrate. You haven't gone past the goal line yet. There is no cause for celebration until you've reached that goal. And unfortunately, we're distracted. And so my guess is that they got some circus going on with Buttigieg and the boys. And my guess is that they're saying everything that they possibly can to try to resonate with you. They're trying to use those MK Ultra triggers that I made mention of. They're trying to say the things that resonate to you. Now, they could stand there on this platform and promise the people that they're going to go and get Jonah's white whale. Saying what you're going to do and actually being able to do a thing are two different things, right? So they can say anything. What it's designed to do is trigger you. It's designed to trigger the masses. Oh, they have my interests at heart. But let me again explain to you. You are currently under contract. Okay? You are currently under contract. And your children are under contract for the next 400 years. And every second of their lives are monetized. Start with that. Bernie Sanders ain't going to say nothing about your children needing to be dependent upon his children for the next 20 generations. It's not a problem for him. It's not a problem for Buttigieg. This doesn't strike them as being any kind of an issue. Please, let's do a level set. Again, we are the innocent victims of human trafficking. We didn't come here voluntarily seeking a better life. We didn't come here. So is it a measure of progress to be released in an environment that is not ours, that I do not have a share in, that I am the stakeholder, but not the shareholder? Where mine fought every single war from the Revolutionary War, London Addis, look it up. My great-grandfather, and my third-generation great-grandfather, London Addis, fought the Revolutionary War, and when it was done, he was ordered back into slavery, and he had to purchase his freedom. Look at his son, John Edward Addis, fought the War of 1812, and did not benefit from the freedom for which he fought. Look at Alexander Benders, Sr. and Jr., fought in the Civil War in the Navy, right? And did not benefit for the freedom for which they produced. My grandfathers were both 24 years old when World War I began and 48 years old when World War II began, and they fought in both wars. My father fought in World War II, bringing freedom to another people. And here we sit. And the conversation on the lips of your candidates is not freedom. There's these lesser forms, right? It's the equality, rights, and justice, which are the Dawes roles for 2020. Why do I call it the Dawes roles, right? You know what the Dawes Rolls are. The Dawes Rolls were where benefit was produced for the native on this land. And the Europeans determined that they wanted to be able to benefit from anything that happened. Any measure for anyone, there needed to be some benefit for them. So what they did was they would pay $5 at the registration office to be listed as a Native American so that they could be able to usurp those benefits. Well, I say that equality, justice, and rights are Dawes rolls for 2020 because if I step outside right now and a police officer sees me, he can remove, deny, or suspend my equality, justice, and rights in an instant. And there's not one single person in the society that does not have the ability to suspend that equality, justice, and rights. It is not a standard that you can mandate. You cannot force the society to apply those to a people. So it is a subjective term. It's a subjective term. They mean nothing. I can say equality, justice, and rights, and then what I can do is I can produce 100 genders, and I can give them more equality, justice, and rights than you. You don't have freedom, and you don't mention it. You let them talk past you. And so what happens is this. In a conversation today where we speak about equality, justice, and rights, they can produce 100 genders. And guess what? They will say those 100 genders deserve justice, equality, and rights. And guess what? They're correct. They're right. Those are humans, right? I don't care what it is that they believe. I don't care what they think, what they do. Doesn't matter. They say there's 100 genders, and these people identify as those genders. Guess what? They deserve justice, equality, and rights, just like you do. Yours are no more important than theirs are. That is assuming we're on equal footing. It overlooks the fact that we're not fucking free. It overlooks the fact that there's only one people in the United States of America that are not free. See? So when you throw us into a melting pot and say we all are dealing with the same thing and we need to work for change. Tell me something. We need to work for change. What the fuck did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? What has my father done to destroy connection between himself and other human beings and other life forms on this planet Earth? What did his father do or his father do? We never abandoned connection. We never abandoned empathy. We never abandoned or traded love for social mobility and trinkets. We never did that. So change. The only change that needs to happen is in them. And how long I'm going to stand like Bagger Vance looking to make a change in somebody else and hoping that's going to trickle down to a change in my life? How am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? So I'm going to take your reparations? You think? You're going to rubber stamp me and say, paid in full. Everything that we did to you was cool. No, I'm not. Everything that we need to make a difference in our forever is in our hands right now. Right now. You don't need them to give you anything. What you need is a comprehensive plan. But what is in your hands right this minute is enough to produce forever for our children and families without ever having to beg or ask any man on this planet Earth for anything again. And the moment you determine that that is the priority, the moment you determine that that is the goal, the moment you determine that it is time for you to take control of your own existence, is the moment everything changed. Why would anybody respect you? Why? Well, why that Arab gonna respect you? What you got? Why is that Chinese man gonna respect you? You begging. You're completely dependent upon somebody else for survival into the next 48 hours. Who's supposed to respect you? You're sitting in a position where you're being sunned and you're happy with it. Who's supposed to respect that? You want respect? We build it. We build it from the ground up. We build it. That's how you gain it. So now, I don't want your paycheck. I want nothing they got. I want freedom. And if the word ain't freedom, then you shouldn't be anywhere near me. I ain't mean to get all excited. 15 minutes, I promise. Peace.